In Deep Dive, we look at whether is this the start of a technology-driven defense Capex supercycle for India. Joining me now is Mr. Madhavarao, who is the Chairman and Managing Director at Bharat Dynamics. Mr. Rao, thank you very much for joining us today. Sir, what is your perspective on the evolving nature of conflict and the transformation of defense strategies? With new arenas of conflict emerging, how do you see the defense industry, particularly India's, adapting to these changes and integrating new technologies?
Thank you, Sajid. Always a pleasure to be on your show. Uh, Absolutely right. The activities that are going on in the geopolitical scenario, where we have multiple conflicts, we thought it was the two conflicts that were going on for a long term had taught us a lot of lessons. But every day there's a learning process going on with respect to the geopolitical scenario and therefore the warfare concern aspects. And our own short uh, event that we had last year. So, given all these scenarios, what is emerging is that the warfare is shifting drastically towards non-contact warfare with the involvement of long-range missiles and the new element of unmanned platforms, be it drones, be it the kamikaze drones, or the surveillance drones, or the weapon-carrying drones. This has become now the order of the day, and the air defense automatically has taken a very important role in safeguarding your national interests.
You mentioned that modern warfare is shifting from sheer firepower to precision technology and intelligence, with unmanned systems like drones playing a central role. How do you assess India's position in this evolving landscape? And given your our recent conflict where such technologies were effectively deployed, what are the prospects for scaling up, and how do you see the Indian defense ecosystem adapting to these changes?
Yeah, I think the government of India had done very well in bringing this aspect of Atmanirbhar and giving a boost to the defense manufacturing sector over the last 5 to 10 years, which has helped us a lot in actually getting future ready and being ready for scenarios like these. The impetus that has been given to Atmanirbharta has ensured that we are all focused on enhancing our capabilities and capacity with respect to the requirement of various weapon systems and surveillance systems that are required for the new era of warfare, including, like you said, the various other domains of, it's almost like a multi-domain scenario, whether it is cyber, whether it is asymmetric, or it is missile or unmanned platforms. All the aspects are very well entrenched and interconnected in a case of warfare today. So, in that context, the impetus that has been given and the kind of manufacturing growth in the defense industry you've seen, we have already crossed more than 1.47 lakh crores of production in defense, and targeting 3 lakh crores by 29 is where it is what the government has done is to give an impetus and a shot in the arm for the defense industry. For us as public sector companies, the government companies, as well as the large, medium, and small scale industries in this sector. In addition to that, the new warfare has given a lot of uh, catalytic growth to the startups, the innovative ideas that are being brought in by our startups, and the collaboration that each one of us are doing. It is no longer a single domain industry. It is a collaboration and cohesion of, be it the government, DRDO, it is the public sector companies, the large scale defense industry, the small scale industry, as well as startups.
How do you see the battlefield evolving in this scenario, where low cost and high impact warfare is increasingly shaping outcomes, since such conflicts demand affordable defense systems rather than relying solely on expensive large scale platforms? Do you see a strategic shift towards prioritizing cost effective high impact solutions? How are countries adapting to this change?
Yeah, in the overall scenario, you can call it platform-based warfare and the low-cost impact-based weapon systems. In the sense of the overall defense system, you need to have both, in the sense the high precision um, platforms that are necessary to create the damage that you want to make have the upper hand in a scenario like this. At the same time, you need adequate low cost things to saturate the resources of the adversary, whether it be especially for their air defense systems, because most of it has now moved into the arena of the air, where the warfare is being focused on. It obviously means that you need uh, a good number of low cost solutions to ensure that you are able to create the impact that is required. So, therefore, the industry also, like what you said, is gearing up and has geared up to make multiple solutions which have this low cost solutions available. And these unmanned platforms are one of the major contributors to these solutions.
So, from your experience, you have witnessed the transition in the warfare space. Where do you see the future of warfare heading? And is India's defense ecosystem, including BDL, prepared to manage this rapid transformation with respect to electronics, satellite communication, and tracking are playing a major role now? While low cost and high impact platforms are increasingly shaping outcomes, this raises the question of sustainability. Nations cannot afford to rely only on expensive high end systems when low cost solutions are proving decisive. How do you view this global transition, especially given that defense expenditures worldwide have doubled compared to the averages of the last decade?
I see a similar trend happening within the country also. If you see the defense production figures in the last 10 years and what is expected in the next couple of years, there's a significant growth, and it's almost exponential growth in the defense industry with respect to the various platforms and the weapons that are being manufactured in-house. And the impetus given on Atmanirbharta has ensured that a majority of these systems are being manufactured in India itself. The second part is the supply chain, wherein we are dependent on certain elements from our various other partners are also being indigenized, and we are ensuring that most of our systems are more than 90% made indigenously. So that is one necessity to ensure that you can meet the requirements of the country on at whatever time and call of the nation. So that is not just by building your respective industry. We have, like I said, put in a lot of capex investments and R&D in investment of what we were traditionally less than 1% of our turnover was going for R&D. Today we are, last year we did 6.7, and we continue to be between 6 to 7 for the next 2-3 years to ensure that we are agile with respect to the technologies that are coming, and we are able to adapt them to the, make the products that the armed forces need. That is all happening only by collaborating right from DRDO to the startups, and ensuring that a large company like us can do the necessary integration of these stakeholders and produce systems not only of high technology but also at the speed at which it is required.